Hey guys, welcome back. My name is Zach Baxter, and today we're going to be looking at username and password validation and character validation. Like always, this tech moment is brought to you by Rockynet. For all your co-location, data server, and cloud infrastructure, visit us at rockynet.com. Without further ado, this is the program that we will be using to show character validation. If you guys want to quickly make a GUI user interface, added a couple text boxes, labels, and two buttons, and then this text box area. And in here, we're going to be testing the username and password. The username must contain a at google.com or at gmail.com. The password must have a number, must contain one uppercase, and the password must be at least 10 letters. I added a air provider up here in the right hand corner. You guys will get to see that in code. So let's take a second to run the program. So if we added some username and some password, click add, you'll see its password is bad, and then you'll get a blinking error light above the user, and it says that you need a Google account or Gmail account. So let's type in gmail.com, and the password's still bad, but as you can see, the error provider went away because we now have a gmail.com. So let's add 333. Should still give us a bad. Yep, because we still need one capital letter. So let's put a capital letter. Password's good. Not the best GUI interface, but it shows you, how to do character verification. So if you guys want to take a second and make this GUI interface, and then we'll go look at the code. And then I have an exit button, close out of the program. So when we click the add button, jump to the private void method for click add. I put a constant integer of minimum length, so that's the password has to be a minimum of 10 characters, so I put a 10 in there, and then I put a string username and string password, and those are just tied to our text boxes, and then I put an if and else statement in. If all these things equal true, then the password's good. Else, if any of those aren't true, the password will equal bad. So in here, I said password dot length, so how long is that password? And it has to be greater than the minimum length, which is 10. If that's true, then we go to user Google method, and then I passed in username, which is right here, the username. Then I also did a number pass, so this has to have a number in the password method, and then I passed in the password, then an uppercase, and I passed in the password. So let's look at the user Gmail method. So if we go up here, user Gmail method, I want to get an integer out of this, so I did a private int user Gmail, and then I put a string because I'm entering into a string, and then the user. So the user will be entered into the string as user. I did an int num equals 0, and then if user, which will equal the username, contains gmail.com, then number plus plus, which would equal number plus 1, so number would equal 1, and then I erase the error provider because if it does have Google, we want to make sure there's no errors that show up. If it doesn't contain gmail.com, then we will show the user error for this account. And it'll say, please add a Google account, and then we return num. So if we go down here, once we get the method user Gmail, and then we should get a value back of 0 or 1. And if it's 0, that means that it did not contain a Gmail. And if it has 1, then it does contain a Gmail. So if user Gmail is greater than 1, which it is if we have a Gmail, then we go on to the next method, which is number pass. So we'll look up at the number pass. Basically the same numbering scheme. If it contains it, it'll add 1. If it doesn't, it'll just return a 0 back. And then we want an integer again, and then number pass. We pass it a string, and this time it's the pass because it's the password. And now we do a for each, so it goes through each one of the characters in the pass. So I add a character and then ch in pass. So it goes through each one of the characters. And if the character contains a digit in the ch, because each one of these, so pass would be the first letter going ch1, ch2, and so forth. And so then it equals plus 1. Now it's kind of confusing. You guys might want to look at the code and play around with it a little after that. And then if that's true, then the last thing we need to check is for an uppercase. So we'll go to the uppercase method. And as you can see here, it's almost identical, but in this case, we're checking for uppercase. So we use the char.uppercase, and we're checking the CH characters. That the CH characters, again, are pulled from the password. If that's true, then you look at plus plus. I hope this helps. There's a lot of different validation stuff you guys can do. Check for, uppercase, lowercase, numbers, letters, whole strings. And I will bring you more information about this in further videos, but I will start from the top and scroll down so you guys can pause the video and record or type out all this code that you need to run this program. If you have any questions, visit my website at www.zacharybaxter.com. And like always, please visit our sponsor, RockyNet, for all your colocation data center needs.